Audi has a well-stocked and diversified portfolio of high-performance models in their sport line, including electrics, SUVs, and even wagons. But if you're looking for the least expensive way to get your foot in the door, it's this model right here, the all-new RS3.
Owning a fun German sports sedan is on every car enthusiast's bucket list, maybe a 3 Series for instance. But as that class of car has grown in size and matured in recent years, it's the little brothers that are now attracting the spirited drivers. That's where the redesigned A3 comes into play, also available as the peppier S3, and then here as the unrestrained RS3. Turbocharged to over 400 horsepower and equipped with a new torque-vectoring all-wheel drive system and a boisterous sport exhaust, this is a subcompact energy drink on wheels. Once dynamic mode is selected and the exhaust flaps open, the senses are immediately stimulated by a quick shot of boost and the sonorous pipes. The impeccably tailored cabin puts the driver in a Napa leather-trimmed sports seat replete with moderately aggressive side bolstering, facing a grippy, perforated steering wheel that feels great in the hand. A head-up display, though underwhelming by today's standards, is a welcome option because the last thing you want to do when driving for enjoyment is to take your eyes off the road. Not that there's any danger lurking. There's mega grip here thanks to the optional staggered width summer rubber with wider P0s in the front and a new approach to Quattro. By installing clutch packs on each rear axle drive shaft, the RS3 can now apportion torque to the outside wheel in a turn, helping to tuck the nose in on a car that, in comfort mode, prioritizes front axle efficiency. That cuts down on a little thing called understeer that makes a car plow through a turn rather than follow the desired course. This torque splitter, if you will, also allows for electronics to manipulate the situation for a little drifting fun by pressing the RS torque rear button, though the front wheels are never fully disconnected from the action. The second generation RS3 also changes suspension damping, replacing the previous magnetic ride with dynamic chassis control, using shock valving technology instead of altering fluid state to provide an even quicker reaction to variable road conditions and driving situations. It also widens the spread between comfort and dynamic settings, making the RS3 a firm yet forgiving daily driver with a markedly stiff side depending on the driver's intentions. An additional RS performance mode is programmed for the racetrack and works to minimize understeer and oversteer for fastest cornering ability. And with 369 pound-feet of torque on speed dial, there's indeed lots of fast cornering to be had. Launch control takes this RS3 on an even quicker ride than before, capturing 60 miles per hour in a shockingly swift 3.6 seconds. That's faster than a Porsche 911 Carrera. It weighs 3,649 pounds, so to slow it down, Audi has upgraded the front brakes with larger discs and enhanced cooling. If you're a track dog, the optional carbon ceramics might be of interest.
The dynamic range of the RS3 is most impressive. From sedate cruiser to drifting machine, and it satisfies at every stage along the way. The acceleration is insanely quick, and the RS modes provide as much hardcore flavor as you would want. For instance, the sport exhaust on this thing is a riot. Now, the ride quality is probably nothing you're expecting. It's actually much more forgiving on these adjustable dampers, so there will be no complaining from your passengers. I have had a few moments of some quirky, unexpected understeer, which quickly corrected themselves by shifting that torque to the rear wheels, but otherwise, this is exactly the kind of German sports sedan that enthusiasts crave. It is an absolute blast to drive.
The 7-speed dual-clutch transmission provides deserved snap to gear changes, and the paddle shifters let the driver orchestrate the unique sounds from this 2.5-liter engine. Now, I'm also driving a Porsche Taycan this week, which nearly steers with the precision of a 911, so the progressive steering here comes across as the RS3's weakest performance link, a victim of comparison, I would say. It's just not that dialed into the action. The new design is far more expressive, with exterior signature light shows for those oh wow moments. And if you missed out on that limited Nardo edition RS3 a couple of years ago, this Kimura gray paint trickles down from the R8 to give off a similar vibe. With the black Optic Plus package and black exhaust tips, this RS3 is spec'd to impress and intimidate. My sister would just love this, wouldn't she? A little more passenger volume and a slightly smaller trunk, the RS3's rear seats aren't particularly friendly to the long-legged, but they're appropriately sculpted for keeping people in place and provide manual temperature control and a couple of USB Type-C ports. Though it takes some effort getting in and out, feature content is high, and with an as-tested MSRP of $65,440, the cabin looks and feels more than rich enough to support such a price. In particular, I love the Virtual Cockpit Plus, with its numerous layouts, including this new one that appears like a runway. And the infotainment in general is very straightforward. It also supports this Bang & Olufsen 3D sound system, RS performance pages, though somewhat limited in their scope, and wireless phone projection. Stereo volume can be controlled from the wheel or the center console through this touchpad. Adaptive cruise control, side blind zone alert, and rear cross traffic assist are also included on this car. Between the summer use tires and taut body, it can get a tad loud in here on the highway, but nothing over the top for an RS model. Feeding it premium gas returns 20 mpg city, 29 highway, with a 334-mile driving range, same as before. As one of only 4 Audi Sport models with a sub-six-figure starting price, the RS3 is chock full of usable performance and everyday comfort from $59,995. It's a great way to add excitement to every drive without going to extremes. For TopSpeed.com, I'm Steve Hammis.